The award-winning Beyond Vaudeville program with your host Frank Hope and your co-host David Green, special co-host Dave West, Warner Wolf, Tiny Tim, the Chordettes, Joey the Monkey, and lots more.
Green, my co-host, welcome once again to the Beyond Vaudeville program. Wow, can you believe all those special guests that we have today? I can't. Oh wait, I have to set the timer. Is the red one, David?
Idiot.
Thank you. Okay, now just want to thank some of the fans who have been writing in. Cookie Poolong and Rump Roast gave us the Jetsons cereal. It was very nice of you, Mr. Roast. And our friend Mark Sonnenschein gave us the Fruit Loops. It just had a baby girl. We're very happy for him, and also his wife, of course, too. And also the Young and the Restless puzzle from Claire Marziotti, a fan of the show. Thank you, Miss Marziotti. I also want to thank some of the people that have been writing about the show. The TV Guide. I can't believe we were in TV Guide, David. You saw this, right? I can't find the page, though.
14.
Oh, okay, thank you, David. Page 14, Jane Marion wrote a nice story about us, and Fred Willard said all these nice things about the show.
Read it.
Excuse me?
Read it.
No, there's no time for that, David. Now, also, the New York Post, the TV column paper woman, Michelle Greepke, wrote about the program, and thank you. And the High Times magazine even put us in the top 100 things. And all these great things. Also, I want to show the Lifesavers holes I got. These are like the candy, not the Lifesavers circles, but the hole, just the holes. And they put the safety seal on, so it's hard to open. But I think it's, see, they like the hole. You want one, David? Oh, okay. All right. And those are the holes.
Hey, sugar's up.
Okay, and that's the special co-host for the day, Mr. Dave West. Hello, Dave. How are you today?
I'm alive. I'm over here.
Okay, you have a joke to start us off with tonight, or?
Yeah, I gotta warn you people. The FBI could bust in here any second. I'm a serial killer. I kill about 2 boxes every morning.
Oh, and there's 2 boxes right here. Would you like to try one of these, Dave?
Nah, that's okay.
Okay, maybe later. Okay, well, let's welcome our first guest, who we're very proud to have on. Anyone in New York knows him, and in Washington, and even all over the country. We're very proud to have on a very famous sportscaster, Mr. Warner Wolf. Yeah. Now,
you call me Warner, Frank.
Okay, Warner. Now, your name's actually Warner William Wolf, right?
That's right.
3 W's.
Very good.
And now,
boy, that's.
Now, one thing that we enjoyed having you on was because you do have some vaudeville in your own family.
My folks were in vaudeville. They were, in fact, that's why I came on. As soon as somebody said Beyond Vaudeville, I said, you know, anything to do with vaudeville, I'd support. My folks were vaudevillians, and back in the 30s, 20s, and 30s, and they actually took the place of the Three Stooges when the Stooges went into the movies.
Oh, wow.
The fellow that ran the Stooges, his name was Ted Healy, and so my father and Jack Wolf, my cousin Mousy Garner, and the third gentleman, Dick Hakens, worked for Healy, and they were the Stooges, yeah.
And Mousy Garner's still performing. He has
Mousy,
that's
right.
Was in the David Roth.
He was.
Right?
That's right. It's very good.
And,
you must have a big research.
Oh yes, the library actually.
Yeah, he also worked for Spike Jones.
Okay.
Mousy, yeah.
And now you've done acting too. You were in the Rocky IV movie.
Well,
right?
that's using the term loosely.
Okay.
Yeah. If you blink, you miss me. But I was in Rocky IV. Yeah. That was a great experience, though.
And you did the stage too with the Arsenic movie play.
Yeah, that's right. I was the 12th body in Arsenic and Old Lace.
Oh. So you didn't talk at all. You were just a
That's right. I just came out of the cabinet and took a bow, a bow, yeah.
Okay.
But,
Now,
yeah.
now, one of the things when you were in Washington, you
Yeah.
had an experience with Andre the Giant, right? Didn't he?
That's right.
pick
He
you
picked me up. Yeah.
And,
And my daughter said, "Gee, Daddy, I didn't know you were a midget."
but it was just in fun, though. He didn't hurt you or anything.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, now, Mr. Wolf, we do have a lot of guests on. We'd like to bring some more out, and,
Sure.
and so everyone can be here. Our next guest also is very well known, not only in New York but all over the place. And we're very proud to have on someone we've been trying to get for a long time, Mr. Tiny Tim, for the program. How do you do, Mr. Tim? Now, Tiny Tim, I've been a fan for a long time. I have a magazine all about you that was that came.
You want me to put
Is there a
it
mic? Well,
Here,
is it
here.
okay? Is there
Come here.
room? Okay. It's a little complicated here. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming on, Mr. Tim.
Mr. Hope, thanks for having me.
Now, there's some. Oh, I was just showing the magazine. You remember this, Tiny, from with all the pictures of you?
That was 1968.
68, and also so many records that you did. The first one, the God Bless Tiny Tim, and the second album.
Yeah, those are my parents on the cover.
Parents, right
And
there.
also, I think a very important part in the inside of the album.
Okay.
There's a picture of Rudy Valley.
Oh.
Mr. Valley was so nice to, have this taken with him. One of the great swooner crooners of 1929
Oh, and
in this country. The Copacabana was first called the Villa Valley
okay.
in
And
1930.
after Rudy Valley, okay. And now, were you familiar with Mr. Wolf's family? With the
No, I really wasn't.
nostalgia?
But Mr. Healy, as Mr. Wolf said, the Three Stooges went on to great fame after that.
Well, now, one thing that Mr. Wolf might like to know about you is you're a very big Dodgers fan, right?
Well, I followed the Dodgers for years, going back to the days of Ebbets Field, and I still follow them now. When Mr. Rickey was, head, of that club, and I also follow the Maple Leafs in hockey.
Oh, okay. And are those good teams, do you think, Mr. Wolf? Warner, excuse me.
Well, it was okay until you said the Maple Leafs.
Oh.
That's about the worst team in national. But it's nice that you're loyal, I guess.
Well, right now they are bad, but I remember the days of Punch Imlach and Hap Day when he coached them in the 40s, and when they had Broder, Max Bentley, Ted Kennedy, and later Tim Horton. And basically, I do hope they will revive themselves again. But the way there are so many games in hockey today, there are so many playoffs and more playoffs, it goes into the baseball season. And, when the baseball season's over, hockey's almost beginning. I really think there's a prostitution for the monies and everything in baseball and overplaying and every playing. I think a World Series. I think the game should be 154 games, best 2 out of 3 in the playoffs, and really have a World Series between America and Japan. And that would be a World Series, but they're oversaturating with hockey, and players are coming up that it should be in the minors yet.
Oh, see now, Mr. Tim is very informed on these topics, and you're informed on a number of things. One thing that you're very big on are certain products. Right now, with the you were very big on the Lady Esther cold cream, going back.
Well,
years.
I still like to use great cleansers. Right now I'm using Estee Lauder. There's nothing like being young. And also, at the same time, I might state that I use her creams, and if that doesn't work, I use something else.
Now,
Nothing like being young.
Now, one of your favorite underarm deodorants they don't make anymore, right? The Vito.
That's right.
Vito.
And in the 50s and 40s, Colgate made a great underarm deodorant called Vito. Vito did say no to Under Armour, and I was very happy to use that at the time, and they could bring that back again.
Oh, okay. Mr. Tim, now I just wanted to finish up the albums. You also did a movie, right? You Are What You Eat.
That was in '68. Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Right.
Used me for that movie. It was a great break, because then I was discovered by Mo Austin from Reprise Records, Mr. Sinatra's record company, and from there on, the rest is history.
Oh, and then from there you did the children's album you did,
Right.
and that this one wasn't too.
This was a record that This was the worst record in record history.
Oh, dear. That's the
Apparently,
wrong record, you say,
these people wanted $25,000. This was done in '62.
Okay.
And when Tiptoe Through the Tulips came out in '68, they wanted $25,000 not to put it out.
Oh.
And Warner's wouldn't pay the bribe. And so for a while, it killed me in the business.
Oh, well, let's not even. I'm sorry I even
That's
showed
okay,
that,
no
Mr.
problem.
Tim.
No
And of
problem,
course,
Mr.
the
Holt,
Tiny
yeah.
Tim biography, very good, all about Mr.
That was
Tim.
unauthorized. That was off the.
Oh, I shouldn't have shown
That's
that
all
either.
right. It was off the stands in 2 weeks. There was a $6 million suit from Miss Vicky's ex-lover.
Oh, okay. Also, it brought you a tulip pen for a
Oh,
gift there.
Gee, Mr. Hope, it's so nice of you. And not only I thank you for that, but I also might state that I also, for those listening, have a new telephone line.
Oh,
A
okay.
1-900-976-TINY. They can call up and hear some war songs. And also, I have a new box office 5307, Tiny Tim Celebrity Management in North Bergen, New Jersey, with a number of 201-869-7812.
Okay, well,
If you don't mind, I just brought the ukulele here. If
that
I
would
just
be a
sing
treat.
one of the great war songs, for this period of time, one of the great songs sung in 1914 by Mr. John McCormick, written by the late great Ivor Novello, and surely every mother and father's wish. This song is so prevalent for today. Keep the home fires burning while our hearts are yearning. Though the lads be far away, they dream of home. There is a silver lining through the dark cloud shining. Turn the dark clouds inside out till the boys come home. There is a silver lining through the dark clouds shining. Turn the dark clouds inside out till the boys come home.
Oh, very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dave West, you have something that...
Frank, speaking of the war, they're coming out with a new movie about the Iraqi Air Force. It's starring Cheech and Chong. It's called Up in Smoke.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Now, actually, Dave West, you're a big comic book collector. And actually, Tiny Tim was a big comic book collector,
Well,
right?
I remember in the late 30s, early 40s, I had the first 22 issues
Okay.
of Captain America. That's when he had a shield, which was pointed. And the first issue... Then
Triangular.
Right.
Triangular
Thanks.
shield.
And then they turned it into a round little shield. After that, I had the 2nd to 7th issue of 6th issue of Marvel Comics. I never got the first issue. I remember Prize, Jumbo, Jungle, Planet Comics, Ranger Comics, Fight Comics, Blue Bolt, Daredevil, had them all. It was a great period of time, a great period of, it was a great fantasy for the city.
Right.
And for the world. And if you notice today, all the Buck Rogers ideas, the computers today are the robots in the comic books going back 40, 50 years ago. The same with the flying saucer. I remember Spy Smasher used to be one of the comic characters of the time. If I remember correctly, had a round little disc, in the air too. So it's amazing to see how, the subconscious gifts that, the good Lord gave to man is now coming true in reality, going back even 100 years ago, from the days of Jules Verne, when he invented, the submarine. And
Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, you learn lots of things with Beyond Vaudeville. I guess Mr. Wolf, I think, maybe had to go to do his newscast.
Yeah, because you embarrassed him.
All right, David.
Only
Oh, I wasn't sitting next to him, was I, David? Was I? Maybe you?
could ask him some normal questions like the ones I gave you.
Okay. Well,
Body in arsenic and old lace.
all right. Well, why don't we bring out our next...
By the way, does anybody got a spare bottle of arsenic and old lace? I think this guy can use it.
Thank you, David. Maybe you should become the permanent host, co-host.
We'll talk salary after the show.
Okay, sounds good to me, David West, that is. Okay, well, let's introduce our next guest. And
Ooh, tension.
Okay, it's all right. Let's introduce our next guest. And Tim, just have to get your mic there. Okay. Now, our next guests are quite well known and actually making a very big comeback. We'd like to introduce, please, the one and only Chordettes. Lynn, you'd like maybe have a seat there. The microphone. Okay. It's very complicated here.
Yes, we have to sit on each other's lap.
Do we hook things into ourselves someplace?
Well, who's the primary spokesman?
She's the big
woman?
mouth here.
Okay.
I am.
All right. Well, maybe she should have the mic so we could definitely hear everything. I apologize for
do
my
this.
co-host and his little outburst there. But let's bring things back now to some normal things. Now,
okay.
Now, you started in 1946 from Wisconsin.
Well, yes, in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and sang for barbershop shows all over the Midwest and so on. And in 1949, went on the Talent Scout show, Arthur
The
Godfrey
Arthur
show.
Godfrey, right?
Yeah, and won that show. Interesting, the fellow that lost was Wally Cox. You remember
Oh.
Mr. Peepers?
And the
Remember?
underdog also, he did the right,
Yes.
the voice.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, he was great talent. Great talent.
Now, from there, so you stayed with them for 4 years with the Arthur Godfrey program, right? And
Yes, we were there about 4 years, and Archie Blyer was the musical director of the show. And when he left and formed his Cadence record company, we went with him. And I think we were a barbershop quartet
okay.
first. And so when we went with Archie, we did 2 recordings, and the second recording we did with musical accompaniment was Mr. Sandman, and then after that we were just all over the place.
And that was so. Now you mentioned the barbershop and Mr. Sandman, and maybe if you could share a little of that with the audience, would that be possible?
Well, we'll do a little bit of Sandman, okay?
Oh,
Hey,
great.
maybe it'll ease your pal up here.
Well, don't worry about him, Dave.
Put him to sleep.
All right, let's concentrate now.
Well, let's see
have a
how.
D here.
Yeah. Do you all have mics? Do you have a mic?
I don't know which one end is up on this one.
Do we all need mics, by the
Oh,
way?
it'll pick.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
here?
everyone
Will they pick it up?
Pick up.
Bum 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 bum
Bum, bum, bum,
bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Bum 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 bum. Give him 2 lips like roses and clover, and tell him that his lonesome nights are over.
Oh, very good. Very good. Now, Mr. Tim, do you do that song in your act?
No, I don't, but that was fantastic.
Okay.
That was fantastic.
Well, you know, he plays the ukulele, and that was one of the instruments that Godfrey always loved to play.
Right.
Remember, Tim? Remember?
I learned it from him.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you had some other hits. The Lollipop song. That was
Yeah,
a
we
big
had
hit, right?
Lollipop and Born to Be With You, Eddie My Love, Soft Sands. I think the last one we did before we went on, what's that word?
Just between you and me.
Hiatus?
Hiatus.
I don't like to say retire. We retired at 64, but that last number that we did was Never on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
so.
with the a Monday, a Sunday. That song with
Yeah,
the.
yes, it was considered kind of suggestive at that time.
Oh, okay. Now, and also the Mr. Sandman now has become very popular once again. It's been used in the car ad.
Yes, the Jeep Chrysler commercial. They've used it. It's been in several movies. It's going to be in a new movie with Whoopi Goldberg, Long Walk Home, I believe it is. It just has a life of its own.
It's certainly,
you know.
it's almost 40 years old. It
That's
doesn't even
right.
have arthritis yet.
Now the Chordettes can be contacted, and I wanted to give the address. So if you get your pens and paper handy, it's Class Act Enterprises Limited at P.O. Box 272, Merrick, New York 11566. And now, are you all from Merrick or no? Is that the?
Well, no. A couple of us are from New Jersey. Nancy and Doris are from New Jersey. Jean, right over there.
Okay.
Jean lives in the city, and I live on Long Island.
Okay. Now, Tiny, you're living in New York nowadays, right? And you don't want to leave New York at all, or?
Hello.
I'm always leaving with work anyway from here to Australia, so this is just the base, when I'm here.
Okay. Tiny, do you know any of the Chordette songs that you could share, or you?
Well, Mr. Sandman was, the world knows it. I mean, I'm not trying to make you feel good. This is the greatest singing group, for women in the 50s. I mean, they just mentioned Born to Lose. Was that the one?
Born to be with you.
Born to Lose is Ray Charles.
What was the one, the Lollipop song?
Lollipop, right.
Is that Lollipop? Lollipop?
Yes, yes.
Unbelievable.
That was in Stand By Me.
Unbelievable success. I remember hearing them all and seeing them all in '53. I used to go down to Mr. Godfrey's shows and watch them with Archie Blyer. This is a #1 selling group.
Now, actually, Mr. Tim, it was in your bio. You used to go to the shows, but eventually they wouldn't let you go anymore, though, right?
Mr.
They threw
Godfrey
you out. Or?
asked me to leave after seeing 5 shows in a row.
Oh.
That was back in 1950, and he was the first one to have the top of the morning Tonight Show type of format. He was, in my opinion, a great charismatic radio figure, as well as television. And of course, in a sense, I deserve to be kicked out because I asked people every day, and a little obnoxious. I don't blame him for that. The man was a tight, very strict, man. He also, in my opinion, was troubled by his leg, which he had that accident going back years.
He had a hip problem, right.
And also, but it's my opinion. Since you're so nostalgic in your show, Mr. Hope, and on Vaudeville, it is my opinion that there are certain no-nos in this business where the shadow of Cain comes upon you, and from then on you're a marked person. And I still believe that the firing of Julius LaRosa was the end of Mr. Godfrey's career, because I remember right after that, maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, you could get all the tickets you wanted. Before that, you had to wait 6 months in line. And the same problem, as it happened so many times in this business, on Radio with Uncle Don, and years later, with Lou Wares in the 40s when he didn't join the service.
Okay.
So there are shadows of Cain in this business that can kill a career. Unfortunately, in my opinion, Mr. Godfrey's career died when he fired LaRosa.
Okay.
The press came upon him immensely.
Yeah,
Did you
well,
say something, Frank?
Well, I just want to say maybe I should fire David right on this show.
Which David?
No, not you, David. That David. David. Okay, David. Just all right. Now, Nancy Overton is Nancy. You
Hi.
did the pop on the Lollipop song, right?
Yeah.
Which
It
everyone
doesn't work
remembers.
every time, but usually it does. No.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Now,
That's lovely, Nancy.
now, just we do have one more guest to bring out before we go on, and it's a regular guest on the show, of course, and it's Joey the monkey. He's going to do a dance for us, and it's the music.
hi.
Everything is under control here, I think. Now, Mr. Tim, you actually performed very early on at the Hubert's place on 42nd
That's
Street,
right. I was there in '57, I think. That's when the voice was really high for a week, and they announced me as the body of a man and the voice of a bird. That's when I sang. You don't remember me, but I remember you. 'Twas not so long ago, you and I were through. Tears on my pillow. and they had the Little Anthony song, and basically they came in and paid 25 cents just to hear the voice.
Now, by the other acts, there were some there was a flea circus there, right? And
Yeah, they had Hubert's. They had 25 fleas trained to music. They were dancing to music. They also had the elephant lady with feet exactly like an elephant. They had a man playing Anchors Away on 10 glasses. It was an hour show for 25 cents. Everyone sang for did whatever they did for about maybe a minute or two. I got paid $25 a week. 65. Whatever.
Did I fool you, Miss Evans? That's
Yes,
the,
you
the
did.
Dark Man guy.
Who was that? Who was that?
Tiny. Now you also were a messenger, right? Early on, and that was at the MGM place.
That was the greatest place. That was at 1540 Broadway. I was there about 51 to 52. It was a great thrill. That was movies, were still movies. They had a low stake there. I happened to meet up there Paul Henry, who played with Bette Davis and now Voyager, and so many others there. Also, Forrest Tucker came in there. May he rest in peace. What a great actor. And the same
From the
with-
F Troop show, right?
right.
Right. Okay.
Great actor. And also, I didn't meet her, but Vera Ellen came in, the dancer, and Tony Curtis, Janet Leigh. I never met them, but it was a great period of time. At that time, I think he still had about 6 or 7 newspapers here, from the Journal to the World Tribune, the News, the Mirror, the Post, the Times, and I think the Sun was still around.
Okay. Now, David, do you have any questions for our guest, the Chordettes? Any questions?
Covered it all. I remember Mr. Sandman from when I was a kid.
Right. And yeah, it was very nice of you to say I covered it all. David, the other David, would never say something like that.
You're an idiot.
Okay. See, that's the.
Look at what you asked Border Wolf. I don't.
Everybody knows the sports stuff, David. Okay. What about now, Miss Evans? What?
Yes.
So you're looking.
Lynn.
Lynn, you're going to be doing club dates now. The 4 of you.
Yes. We're going to be doing cabarets and some concerts, and we're going to be touring. I can't give you exact dates because our manager knows all that.
Okay.
And we're doing all different kinds of things. It's not just, we're doing some barbershop and some things like the hit records and some close harmony and just a whole bag of
Okay.
Another song?
would be
Another
great.
song?
You know, Frank, I'm going to be shooting a video.
Oh.
Old Yeller. I'm going down to the rifle range tomorrow, throw it up in the air, and buy a rover.
Oh. Okay.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound so good.
Now, so do you have another song you
We
could
could
share with
do
us?
barbershop, which is the type of singing that we did before
That would
we.
be great. Sure.
Now wait a
Okay.
minute, I'm not sure if I've got this right. We need a B flat if we're going to do the second half of Running Wild.
Just the second half.
Yeah, we're going to skip the first half.
Running Wild, this is.
Okay, we're gonna go out on this. So
Okay.
here we
I'm
go.
running wild,
Running wild, lost control.
running wild,
Mighty bold, feeling gay and reckless too. Carefree mind all the time, never blue. Always going, but I don't know where. I'm always showing that I don't care. Don't love nobody, it's not worthwhile. All alone, running wild. Run, running, 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 running wild.
Okay, well, thanks for watching Beyond Vaudeville. Thank you, Chordettes and Tiny and Mr. West and all right, and that's it, I guess.